Now, from across the tri-states, this is KHQA Sports.
They have outscored their last 4 opponents by a margin of 199-6. And if that sounds to you like an angry football team, your diagnosis is spot on. The Bowling Green Bobcats are still stewing over their only loss of the season, an overtime heartbreaker to Palmyra back in week 2. But clearly, this is a team that has found a constructive avenue for those frustrations.
That's something that we continue to bring up to them, about finishing games, and I think that they've done a real good job about working hard all the way through practice and working hard all the way through the games to really make sure we're putting together, 4 quality quarters of football every single game, and if the 5th quarter comes after that, we need to be ready for that also.
This is, without dispute, an edgier version of Bowling Green football, and that has translated into major defensive improvement. To date, the Bobcats have given up just 42 points in 6 games, or 7 points per contest, a sharp decline from the 25 points Knightley surrendered last fall.
The biggest thing is just the mentality, just what's in their head. Last year, we kind of, whenever we get a couple scores down, we kind of hang our heads a little bit. Well, this year we're really working on the mental toughness and coming back. And on top of that, we've really been pushing takeaways, getting turnovers, causing turnovers, getting on them, and we've really done a good job of that this year also.
But the Bobcat offense hasn't suffered for the improvement on the other side of the ball. It's a unit led by Adam Holt, who scored 5 touchdowns in 3 different manners last week, but it's dangerous across the board.
Our offensive coordinator, Coach Calhoun, does a fantastic job of, finding all the right pieces so that people just can't key on one athlete, to where we can really find some weaknesses, because, we have some other guys that are able to do a lot of good things when they get the ball in their hand. And, all of a sudden, if we can start getting people to, if they key on Adam, somebody else will show up. If they start keying on somebody else, hopefully they forget about Adam.
Extended coverage coming up tomorrow night on your Game of the Week on Sports Final. Now, the easy headline last week was Kid scores 5 touchdowns, and wow. But Mark St. Clair saw something far more telling and important in the undercurrent of Hannibal's blowout win at Fulton, a trench mechanism that has really kicked in nicely for the Pirates ever since that 4th quarter comeback at Mexico.
Well, I think the most improved we've got is up front on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Our offensive line last week was outstanding. There were some big holes to run through. We were efficient on the offense throwing the ball, but when we were running the ball, we were gaining big chunks, and that has a lot to do with the offensive line and also our wideouts and other people blocking for each other.
It was kind of a quiet night on the local sports front. We drove all the way to Bushnell. We got there too late tonight. West Prairie made quick work of Bushnell, winning 2 games to none. Final count in that one was 25-17, 25-8. Elsewhere, big win on the road for Illini West at Biggsville. Aubrey Carlisle leading the way in that one to a 25-12, 25-11 win. West Hancock winning at home, 25-21, 25-23. And Rockbridge, for the second time in 6 days, beats Hannibal, this time 26-24, 25-20. Also in soccer today, the Quincy High Blue Devils play all the way up until about the 3-minute and 46 mark of regulation, scoreless. The game is called due to lightning, so it's decided by a coin flip. The good news is the Blue Devils win, so they will advance on into the, I believe it's the quarterfinals tomorrow, to take on Aquinas of Kansas. That game set for 11:30 tomorrow down in beautiful St. Louis. Also, new soccer regional seeds are out for this year. No big surprise in Class 3A at the Edwardsville Regional. Quincy High School will be the 2 seed behind their frequent tormentor. Maybe some cause for debate in Class 2A over at the Rochester Regional, where Quincy Notre Dame, after pulling off the win last week against Jacksonville, ends up having to watch Jacksonville end up with the top seed there. And by the way, Jacksonville may well own that number 1 seed, but Q&D will hit that complex with the confidence of knowing it has not only beaten the Crimsons head-to-head on their home field, but actually blanked one of the highest-powered offenses in the state.
We knew they were going to be a tough team. We knew that we knew their record. We knew what they were capable of. We just had to come out and shut them down from the beginning. Couldn't let them have any opportunities on goal. We had to just make sure that we played solid back in the defense.
The Crimson's high-powered offense didn't lack for chances, however. It's just that Lucas Klein never allowed those to become conversions, even if the Q&D keeper himself isn't quite sure of how he did that.
I don't really remember much of it. It's all reaction. I felt great, though. It was a great game. I knew I was doing everything right.
Evidently, the Raiders sophomore has done a lot right thus far, with 7 shutouts to his credit. A remarkably seamless transition into the net in place of graduated star Zeke Little.
Well, I've been playing goalie since I was 5, so it's second nature to me. I just came out and did the best I could, tried to prove to my teammates that I'm capable of filling those shoes. Our defense is incredibly solid. We've been lucky, I guess, to have all the kids we do, and I couldn't do anything without them.
The tone being set in back has been critical to QD's strong play of late, a tweaking of both focus and intensity rooted in that last-second loss to a crosstown rival.
The Quincy High game, we knew it was going to be tough. We obviously just couldn't get it in the net, though. It was a really tough game. We realized then what we needed to work on, what we needed to improve, and so far, that's what we've been working on. We've put in a lot of long hours to get to where we are now.
I'll tell you what, with another postseason to go and 2 more years after that, Lucas Klein is going to be a force for a long time in Tri-State soccer.
And real quick, Mark Twain, Bowling Green, I love that matchup tomorrow.
It's really going to be a lot of fun, and I think you see a couple of the best running backs in our area, and Tyler Elledge and Adam Holt, who's ridiculous. If I had to pick a player of the year right now, he might be the kid.
So that is tomorrow in a loaded sports final, I assume?
Should be fun, and we're going to have some soccer tomorrow as well on top of everything else that we're doing tomorrow. So it should be a fun night, some great games. Q&D with a big one tomorrow against Breeze Mater Day as well. Lots of good stuff going on.